update 6.0. I'm going to do a video on the backlash of this new update, and whether it's warranted or not. Because after playing for quite a bit, I've got a bit of a grasp on whether this update's good or not. Obviously, things will change in the future, because I've just had, when I was logging in now, I had another update to, I'm guessing, to correct some of the glitches and stuff. So I won't tackle the glitches very much, because those will be fixed. But there is some fairly bad glitches in the game, such as platooning is a bit of a pain, things going wrong there, and also not equipment, supplies and things, not being able to change it from gold currency to silver, which happens a lot in the updates. And it's a terrible mistake because obviously it's charging you real money. And those are the kind of mistakes that shouldn't be happening glitch wise. But we're going to concentrate on the actual updated bits which are supposed to be there. We'll get straight into it on this little menu here. What have we got? Multiplayer and custom games, and those are the only things we have now. Now, we've lost war stories, which I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. You could definitely say it's a fine thing to happen. Because I actually enjoy playing the war stories, and obviously you get some rewards for finishing each of the stories, which is very nice, especially if you're a new player. It's good for new players to play the story mode, the war stories, to get used to the game and get used to the game before they go into multiplayer, where they could actually get seal clubbed and stuff like that, if they have no idea how the game works or anything like that. So obviously they are trying to encourage new players to join the game, and I just don't understand why they got rid of war stories. But like I said, I mean, I played the war stories and then I never played them again. So I'm guessing not many people actually played war stories, and that's why they got rid of it. But I think they could have done a better job at promoting war stories for especially for new players. Advertising it a bit more in your face when you get into the game, and you've just downloaded it for the first time. It's comes up and goes, look, before you get into the main game, why don't you try war stories? Get used to the game, and you get rewards, which and if you've only got a certain amount of tanks in your garage, it should pop up a bit more to say come on, try war stories and stuff. But then again, like I said, it doesn't really affect me, so and I don't think it affects the main backlog of people in the game. So we'll get into the multiplayer. Right, we'll get straight into it. Apparently this isn't finished. There's some graphical things they need to finish, so I'm guessing this garage is going to change. But I'm going to judge it on what it is at the moment, because that's all I have to judge it by. So yes, obviously, people were complaining about the WWE and the wrestling and the Hot Wheels clogging up, and just me being a bit of a in-your-face rubbish that we didn't really ask for. But that doesn't mean we wanted to go back to, having nothing there at all. I'm guessing this is going to change, but like I said, I'm judging on where it is right now. So there's 3 issues we'll have with this garage. It's desolate. There's nothing there. I didn't mind the jungle garage, but I think the majority of people prefer the factory garage that we used to have. So I'm hoping this isn't a norm thing, Second of all, I can't zoom in and out of out from my tank. So that is a bit annoying. Just because obviously sometimes it's nicer to get perspective on your tanks, and not having it so close is great, but I can't seem to do that right now. Yeah, so it just shows me without the UI there. And when you turn the tank rather than the camera go around it. Now this probably is the issue because there's nothing there in the background, but I'm hoping it's not a permanent thing even when we get a new garage, because it feels, when you're moving the tank rather than the camera, it makes it feel like it's a bit more like a toy tank and not a real tank. You see what I mean? Because it's just sliding around there. You know, that's not how it, you know. I prefer to have the camera move rather than the tank, is what I'm kind of saying here. And now the overall look of the UI at the bottom there, that's absolutely fine. This is bit pointless. If you it's okay, but I just didn't understand why they needed to change this bit. Yeah, it's fine. Look, you can choose your favorite tanks there, and then, but you can't actually go there and click. You know, you can't go, oh, those are the 3 tanks I'm looking for, I'll play that one. You can't play it. You need to go back out of this and go back to that. So I don't really see the point in that, to be honest. You know, so you can't, what does this do here? What am I doing here? Nothing, just seeing if it's in the line, I suppose, but I could just go back. So, because the pop-up screen that used to have was to the point and direct and quick and easy to do. Like I said, this bit on the right showing the actual tanks, it doesn't seem necessary. I mean, I suppose it could be easier, I suppose, once I get used to it. So we'll see on that, but you know, that's not a big issue. Now, obviously, the main contention here in, I think, everyone's books is the crews. So you don't you have a crew automatically on your tank. You just need the commander, right? So the commander's the one with the skills. So I'm 2 marking my freedom. I've got 2 marks on my freedom here. So I'm obviously going to be going for the 3rd mark, right? But obviously, because it was a good crew, I was swapping it between my Patton and this guy. So this guy might not actually have a crew in, but how do I tell that it doesn't have the commander in? Yes, okay, actually I do see how it's the one with the helmet on, I guess. So this hasn't got my commander in. And this one hasn't got a commander in, but that one has got the commander in. Okay. Still, I think it's, you know, the fact that I've been looking at it for a while and being like, how do I tell if the commander's in this? Really, I think it should be on the right-hand side. It should be in the Freedom stats page there. It should show that my commander's in there or not in there, rather than just a tiny white helmet, which could easily be missed. Because before, you couldn't take the tank out if you didn't have your commander in it, because it was the whole crew. But now you can. So I could easily be like, oh, I can take this guy out, and obviously trying to free market, and then realise when I'm in a battle and I don't get 6 cents that go off, and I realise that my commander is not in this tank, that is going to be very annoying, because that's obviously going to mean I'm less likely to do well. So it's going to bring down my mark of excellence. So yes, this is annoying. We should be having the crew, the commander, show up on the stats on the right hand side, not just a tiny little helmet on a tiny little icon at the bottom of the screen. Because how would you know? It's really difficult to tell. And then when it comes to commanders itself, you got pages and pages of them. So before, all you had to do was press square. You press square, it shows crews. You can move one crew to the tank you're currently wanting to use. But now you have to go across to commanders and then across several pages to find the crew you want. And then at this point, I have no idea how to get them into the tank I want. So currently assigned. So there we go. We can do it that way. Okay, that's fine. But right, okay, so we can do it that way. But still, I don't think that's just counterintuitive. It's like a downgrade from the old system. So before, square, search the crews, put the crew back in. Now, go across all my crews, because they're all mixed in as well. We've got no filter on this, by the looks of things. You've got no filters. You've got to go through pages and pages of crew, and then swap the crew. And then select the crew, and then go down, and then select that, and then go through all these tanks. Yeah, just why would you fix something that isn't broken? I think is the main issue. And then again, it's the skills as well. All right, so before we could max out as many crew skills as you wanted, really. So what is it, 25 skills tops or something like that? Now you're limited to 9. Now, obviously, this has annoyed a lot of people because they spent a lot of time and possibly money to enhance their crew to the top, 20 skills or whatever, or more than 9, is what I'm saying. So I can obviously understand why people are very annoyed by this, because you had this amazing crew that you've been training up to in your tank, and then suddenly it's all disappeared. The maximum you can have is 9. So where people are going, where's my 10th skill? So if you had 9 skills, guys, what I think has happened is you get the crew, the 10th crew skill either goes on to one of your other crews, or what's more likely happened is it goes to free XP, because I've had a big boost in free XP. That's, I think, because obviously I've had more than 9 skills on some of my commanders. That XP is now gone to free XP, which again is very annoying. Now, again, it didn't explain this. When I went into the commanders to put my skills on, it didn't say 9 skills is your maximum skills. So I did put in some of these guys, I used up one of my slots for the extra XP boost to get more crew skills. And then I realized, 9 is the maximum. So that slot is now being wasted because that XP is not going anywhere. So then I had to respec my crew so I didn't have a wasted crew slot, because you're limited to how many crew slots you have now. So one wasted is a big deal. So I had to respec it, and that costs gold. And that's another thing. So everyone's really annoyed by the screw skills. I can totally understand why, but I'm a bit up in the air, because I think overall I think it's bad, because obviously you lose all the crew skills you did, but I also think it's a bit more simplified now. So that's So it's a bit easier for newer players, I guess. We're all kind of our more equal footing, so there's a bit less seal clubbing because you have limited nine. It's a bit more strategic because you've got to make sure you've got the right crew skills on the right tanks to fully utilize your tank, right? So you've got to think more about what crew skills you put on because obviously before you're just like, oh, I'll slap brothers in arms on, I'll slap muffled shot on, because even if that's not very effective for that tank, it doesn't really matter because I'll upgrade, I'll get another slot to another crew skill to put into my tank. But now you can't do that because you're limited. Now, but some of the additions to the crew slots is bigger, like a 35% decrease in effective firing on vehicles and camo factor. A lot of these are like quite a bit of a upgrade from the old crew skills that are similar to that. So say it would be like 5% accuracy, improved accuracy. Now it's 10%. I can see people building crews that are just broken. Like last night, I watched someone else with full crew, 9 crew skills. They had a tier 10 medium tank, and they put in all the faster reload crew specs into the tank. Right, obviously. To get that fully utilized, your tank has to take a certain amount of damage. But when he was like down to 5% of his health or 10% of his health, all these things kicked in. So he had a medium tank that had less than 3 seconds loading time. Now, if he got away from the enemy, and he's got less than 3 seconds to reload, and tier 10 medium, he could wreck like everybody. Like this, okay, he's got to be careful not to take hit and stuff, but you've also got reduced damage things as well on your equipment and your crew skills. So he made a build that was just incredibly dangerous, and could rip through enemy tanks like nothing else. So I can see a big problem with these crew skills being too effective in too many areas. So what I think they should do is limit it, especially when it comes to like if you're below 10% health, you get extra reload. I think that should be limited to 1 crew skill. So you don't have this amazing reload speed at like less than 10% health, because it could really wreck games. You could possibly build like a light tank and have all these reload times. Could you imagine how quickly you'd reload with all those crew skills on? And being a light tank, and how dangerous that could be end of game. So yeah, that's the crew skills. Yes, some major problems with the crew skills indeed. And then you got the season pass thing again. It's here to stay. There's not much we can do about it. I don't really care about it. I don't need to. I don't use it. The whole Rambo and Chuck Norris thing, it doesn't affect the game. It's not in game. I can't see if someone else is using this crew. I can't see it, so it's not really an issue. It's less intrusive than the WWE and the Hot Wheels, so they've improved on that, but it still could be better. I'm not. It's nothing to do with tanks, really. All right, let's go through it. There's the new things like this. I'm not 100% sure what that is, to be honest. I'm not really interested. It's a bit like loot crates. Oh, yes. One more thing about another thing about the crew skills is obviously people bought crates to get special crews and have a special crew skill on. So there was like numerous ones who had a special unique commander skill on these crews that you had to get from loot crates, right? Which was a bad idea to begin with. It was a bad idea to have, you've bought a special crew, so now you've got a slight advantage over someone else. I think that was a terrible idea, but that was Wargaming's problem, not ours. You know, they put it in the game. They can't then say, "Oh, you can't have it anymore," which is what they have done with the crew skills now. You have to respec all your crews, and that's another thing. I had to respec all my crews. Do you see how many crews I've got? How many crews I've got? And how long do you think it took me to put all these guys with crew skills on? I will tell you, because it took me. I downloaded the update first thing in the morning, and as soon as I could get to play, I started playing. I did the first reaction video, played a couple of games, to show people what it's like, and then on my own, off live stream, off video, I respect all my crews, and there was some insane lag at times. It took me 5 hours. 5 hours to respec all my crews. Now, I'm sorry, but, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Waste a whole day just respecking crews. If because of COVID, I'm off at the moment. I haven't got it, but due to COVID, I'm off. But if I was working and I was still really into the game, which I'm not at the moment, I'm not playing it very much at the moment, but if I was, that would take me like all week. I'd have an hour or two during the week to play the game. It would take me all week to respec my crews. I don't want to do that. I want to play the game. So again, not good enough. They really needed, if there was no other way to do this, then give us some decent compensation. They gave me like 10 million. Like I said, free XP, I think it was from the crews, extra crew skills went into free XP. And I don't know about the money, whether it's compensation or it's for the compensation for the tank, tier 1s and 2s we haven't got anymore, or the equipment and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, just not enough compensation for, it shouldn't be a chore. Playing a game is the opposite of work. It shouldn't be work. It should be fun. And respecking all your crews that take 5 hours to do is not fun. So, and also, it looks like I'm not saying this was my idea. I'm saying, I said this like a year or two ago. Why don't they put in a new mode, modern tanks? And this is what looks like they're doing. They're going to put in a tier 1 to 10, but modern tanks. Unfortunately, it's too late for me to be bothered with. I cannot be bothered. If they released modern tanks, I will probably not play the modern tanks. I'll probably carry on playing the World War II and then leave it at that. Because it's frustrating going up the lines. I've said enough is enough with that. So, and, right, this is not even the end of it. Let's go to customization. Right, customization. Right, okay, let's go to a tech tree tank here. Yeah, we've got tech tree tanks on, haven't we? Yeah. All right, tech tree tank. Okay, customization. So we can now choose between the different packages. So we don't have to have. So if you want the top gun, if you want the bottom gun, but before you had to take the bottom package. So you had to have, if you want the bottom gun, you would have the bottom turret and the bottom engine as well. But this now you can customize it so you can have the faster reloaded bottom tier gun, but have the top tier turret and the top tier engine to go with it. That's really cool and really good. All right, okay, that's fine, absolutely fine. Great job there. Now we've got equipment, and we have the new slot, which is basically what we had automatically on the tanks anyway. Shows the outline of the tank, and penetration chance. So I think my advice would probably be keep it on pretty much all of your tanks, right? You could, if you had a super brawly tank and you weren't expecting, and you were trying to get into brawly situations like straight away and not bother with mid to long range fire, then you could replace that with something else. We've got a couple more equipment slots, equipment choices. Damage for enemies is 5% less. That's great. And swap non-clip ammo freely. So if you're fully loaded, you could swap to APCR or heat straight away as soon as you see an enemy come across, which is really nice. But I don't know if I'd use I don't think it's worthy of a equipment slot. And all these things are kind of improved here, guys. So we've got big buffs to these. So equipment is like a lot better. Yes, and so the main issue here, guys, with the equipment and pretty much all the other kind of supplies and stuff is the icons. What it feels like a total downgrade. It feels a bit like a mobile game or a mobile game or PlayStation 2. Look, it's just little bits of white imagery. Feels when we had actual like proper models for the equipment and stuff. Why downgrade it? Why not just keep it the same as it was before, but just have all these extra stuff on here? It just feels. I know what I guess that what they're trying to go for is a clean cut, sleek look, but it feels less simulator type imagery. It doesn't feel like a World War II game at this point. It just looks like a cheap mobile game with downgrade in graphics. That's what it feels to me, and I think a lot of people agree. So we have all this stuff, the same armor view. Armor view is good. Module view, again, with the imagery down there is pretty annoying. So what else are we looking at here? All right, and consumables. So the consumables are only the big repair kits, the large repair kits, the large first aids are reusable in game. So you got a cooldown before you can then reuse them, but not with the small stuff. You can only use those once. The small repair kits and small consumables are not. You can only use them once. So I don't really see the point in using those at all, really. So I've now got 663 small fire extinguishers that I'm probably never going to use now. Same with small first aid kits. I mean, why use that when you can use one that's reusable and it's got a better passive boost? Obviously, the money situation is obviously the main reason, but it's going to make you have a big disadvantage in battle if, like, everyone else is running around with first aid kits that they can reuse, and you've only got a small one that you can only use once. It's And you could burn through a hell of a lot of silver doing it this way as well. Just imagine, okay, all right, you're trying to free mark a tank, so you're using premium rounds most of the time. You go out into a battle. Um, you you get hit going out, trying to get to the position you want to get to. You're obviously out in the open, so you use your large repair kit. You've used it once. You go into your position, you start having a fight. The enemy pushes, and then obviously damages your gun, engine, or whatever. You then use another large repair kit. You could possibly use 3 large repair kits and a large first aid, or even 2 large first aid kits during the process of a game. That's going to cost you, as well as the premium rounds, that's going to cost you a load of money. A load of money. I could see people losing up to around like 100,000 here per match. Now you could go, well, you don't have to. You don't have to use that. But if you want to be competitive and you want to get your 3rd mark and you want to do well, then you're gonna have to compete, aren't you? You're gonna have to use those reusable ones. So I'm not sure about the reusable repair kits and stuff. We'll have to see. It's again, it's a bit less. It's taking more away from the more realistic approach that we kind of joined the game for originally. That was what it was advertised as, a more quite a realistic World War II game, right? And so obviously it is unrealistic. You had a first aid kit and a repair kit in the boot to begin with, but now it's even less realistic. And again, the imagery, I mean, what is this? How am I supposed to tell between that and that? What difference is there in that and that? Other than, from the glance on the screen, you can't tell the difference between a large repair kit and a small repair kit. Why do that? Why downgrade the graphics? So it makes it more difficult to use. Everything, it seems to be more difficult to use. It's just ridiculous. And obviously the shells, they look almost identical here. Why would you make them, I think this might have been a slap in the face to us after we complained about the shells last time being changed. Last time they were changed, we were a bit like, oh, they're a bit more cartoony, we don't like them. And this time it's just like, well, you didn't like them, here you go, here's some really, really crap ammo pictures. So, at least they changed the language. There was a patch today, and the language had changed from the ammo shells. Last time they weren't even. Last time I played, they were in like Polish or something ridiculous like that. So I didn't even know what the different ammo types were. But how do you tell from those images on the left, on the bottom left, what ammo type you're using? Because I'm a dyslexic and dyspraxic, so I'm a very visual learner. I'm not good with the names of ammo types and stuff. So how, the old imagery, it was perfect. I knew which one was AP. I knew which one was APCR. I knew what heat rounds looked like from the images. Now I can't tell. They're just diamonds with a shell in, and there's not much difference between the two. So yeah, I'm just not happy with that. Not happy at all. I don't know why they changed that. And there it goes. Look, APCR charges you gold and silver. But how do you change toggle currency? All right, there you go. So that's fine. Okay. But that's not how it looks there. Look, it just says 12 gold or 4,800 silver. But I can't tell from that up there whether it's charging me gold or charging me silver. It only tells you at the very bottom right hand side in small little letters, gold or silver. So, yes, another thing that could be cheating you out of your hard-earned money. And that's also, again, with the commanders again. I'm going back to the commanders yet again. But it's quite nice that you can respec your crews, but unfortunately it costs money. You could really experiment with your crews here, guys. But unfortunately you can't really because it costs you gold. So you won't be doing that. But it would be nice to. Because of how different the in-game is. So I've got a medium crew. Some of my medium crews specialize in run and gun, and some of my medium tanks specialize in stealth because I want to creep up on the enemy and flank them. So obviously for some of those I've put in a lot of camo skills, but in-game now the spotting has changed so much, I don't even know if it's worth putting much into camo anymore. Because it's really hard to spot the enemy now. They don't just pop up on your screen just because someone else has spotted them. They don't suddenly appear on your screen. They appear on the mini-map, but you have to actually look at them for them to really appear to you. So I've had lots of tanks, even heavy tanks, creep up on me without me noticing. So I don't think stealth skills are all that important these days. But unfortunately, I didn't really know that before I respect all my crews. So I kind of might need to respect some of my crews. Obviously, this is really cool. It tells you exactly all your stuff that you would normally have to go to certain websites to look at. You know, your survival rate, your average damage and stuff. So that's good. So obviously this is all pretty much the same. I do like how recently they have been giving tanks a big price drop, which is great. It encourages people to actually spend actual real money on tanks that are a decent price. You know, back in the day they used to cost like 50 quid each. Now they got, you know, you can buy one as a special deal for a lot less than that. So yeah, guys, let's actually then now go into the game and see what problems we have in game. I'm not going to be playing to win or anything. I'm just literally going in to show you the different problems and or good stuff. I'm not saying it's all terrible. But yeah, let's go into a battle. It's got a commander in. Like I said, it's hard to notice you've got a commander in or not in. All you got to show that you got your commander and skills in is a little white helmet. That doesn't show up very well. Black would have probably been better. Or just to change it up for each tank so it's more visible. So yeah, this is apparently is probably going to change this garage here, guys. They haven't finished properly, and I'm good because it looks awful. And like I said, I don't like the fact you turn the tank and not the camera. It looks a bit more like a toy because you're turning the tank and not the camera around it. So we got a long queue. I'm playing on North America. It's quite early in the day, so I don't know what time it is in America now. It's probably like 9 o'clock maybe. So what are we on? Port. Ooh, port. Okay. Right. So first issues here, guys. So first issue is the colours. Blue and orange. Not the most visible colours. orange. And by the way, guys, if you do turn colorblind mode on, blue stays the same and the other team turns purple. So it's almost impossible to distinguish between the two teams. Now, in the past, we had on the bottom left, you would see what modules were damaged and what crew members were damaged. Now you've got this massive thing in the corner showing your actual tank. I don't need to see my actual tank. I've got my tank. It's not even like a proper image of the actual tank. It's just a random tank image. It takes up massive parts of your screen. It looks terrible. If it's not broken, don't fix it. It's confusing as well. When your modules and stuff are damaged, it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what is actually damaged. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by RT. Oh, come on. It is really hard to tell what bits are damaged. And, you know, why make it more confusing? We had the system down. It was fine before. See? It's disappeared, that. Changing ammos, a bit weird. I think it's graphical issues here. Really? That was right in front of me, guys, and I couldn't see it. Graphics have improved, guys. I'm not complaining about the graphics here. But we've got no ribbons or anything anymore, guys. There's a tank over here. Right, okay. Wow, okay, can't go through this guy. Alright, we're gonna die here, but as you can see, modules and stuff, very difficult for me to see. And then when you're looking at the enemy tank, it doesn't show you how much health it has. You've got to look on the right hand side, on the bottom right hand side, and it's got the same as your tank on the left hand side, and it takes up, so your mini map takes up your top left hand corner, your tank takes up the bottom left hand corner, and the enemy tank takes the bottom right hand corner up. So the whole screen is filled up with stuff that doesn't need to be there. It just doesn't need to be there, and it takes away information from you as well. So I'm looking at the enemy tank there. I've got to look at the bottom right hand corner to see stuff, rather than the information just coming from looking at the tank itself. So yeah, it's just oh god, come on. And like I said before, the damaged modules and the damaged crew took up a tiny, before the update, took up a tiny bit of your screen on the bottom left hand corner. You knew exactly what was going on. And yeah, okay, I do like this. This is nice to see. It's decent. It's a decent way of showing the top crews and top people in the game. That's nice. I like it. But the feedback is very different. Very different. It's very hard to get used to. So the information here is a little bit different as well. So you can't see, you know, the exact details of all the of anything. So I've come down here. I can't see how many shots I've fired and how many shots missed and how many shots bounced. Other than what's on this screen, and that's not a very good feedback. So it tells me direct hits 14, but it doesn't tell me how many of those actually did any damage. So you don't get the full response that you used to have on here. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's just it's just different. It's just very different, and I prefer, like, I like to see, you know, if I'm fighting a particular tank that gave me a lot of trouble. Say that the T150, right? I would like to click on it and see how many shots it hit, and also how much damage it blocked, how much damage I tried to, you know, hit it, and how much damage it managed to bounce off from me, you know. But I can't see that anymore. You know, it's just that's how much damage it's done, how much assisted it's done, and how many kills it's got. So this is nice, though. The exact amount of XP your commander gets. It's just a lot more useful, a lot more detailed. So, but that's the thing. They've added more detail to this, but taken more detail away from this part. So I just don't understand why they did that. You know, why improve this bit, and then make this bit worse? So, you know, just not. We're going in again. Challenge completed. Earn XP. 5 years service. Right. Okay. Yes, that was even worse as well. Why is that worse? Just like such a cheap looking, thing that came up there to say 5 years service. You actually had like proper background. It looked like a ribbon, a military ribbon you would earn, you know, in real warfare. Now it just comes up as a white, sleek, cheap thing that doesn't look like it should be in a World War II simulator type game. So we will go out again. I haven't got a good crew still in this or anything, so this is not, like I said, just taking it out to show what the game is like. And this time I'm going to try to focus on spotting and how tanks look, because their spotting is different. It's a bit more. It's a kind of, I guess, cross between True Vision and the old way. You can't see tanks when they're not spotted, but you have to actually look at the tanks before they really show up on your screen. So, like I said, because of the crew skills I've got, are only 9 skills, but they've been boosted up from, like, say 5% to like 10 or 15% boosts. You could build up, quite pretty. Free artillery. You could build up some dangerous crews. I mean, because of this whole change in spotting difference, and because of the crew skills, you could pick. Light tanks are just gonna be absolutely torturous to. They were strong before, they were a bit broken before, they were the meta before. Now, I think you could see a lot of good players just going out in light tanks and absolutely hammering everyone. I haven't really used my my repair kits or anything at the moment, because I keep forgetting to use them because of how different it is. I keep forgetting to use my repair kits and med kits and stuff like that. I'm not going across the open there, although there is no There is no light tanks. And you can see there's another glitch on my map. My allies are showing as grey, so they just completely blend into the background. Ooh, look at the graphics though. The graphics have improved immensely. I really do enjoy the graphics here. Very nice, but unfortunately, that's almost it, guys. Yeah, there's artillery, of course. Artillery is still a thing, guys, unfortunately. Yeah. We love a bit of the old artillery, don't we, guys? Right, can't get through that things, even from the side. Wow, okay, nice. He's not going to get spotted because he's behind. But you can see what I mean. Like, it's hard to tell what shell you... like, the image doesn't show up very nicely. At the bottom, the shells are very small. And it's hard to tell which ammo you have loaded, really. Oh, I'm going back to defend the base. Like I said, not really interested in playing the game. I'm just trying to show what the hell's going on in World of Tanks at the moment. Oh, we don't have to defend the base anyway. Oh, come on. Turning circle's terrible on this. What else do I need to show you guys? Oh, auto loaders. Oh, oh, that's terrible as well. I'll show you that in a sec. We're only facing tier 6s here, so it should be okay. Oh yeah, he's gone up the hill here. See, I can't see him. I can't see him on my screen. He's lit up, he's on the mini-map, but I can't actually see him. Now I'll set on fire. And set on fire again. Right, I'm going to go to the auto loaders now. Right, that was a tier 6 anyway, so... yeah, we've lost that game. Do we wait? Do we watch? Yes, let's watch some other people get killed, shall we? So, like I said, it's just cluttered. It's just really cluttered, and looks cheap. It does look really cheap. The graphics have improved in-game. I mean, it does look really nice from that perspective. So, the update has been... I think one of the main issues with the update is they did too much too quickly. It's so hard to get into this game now, with the crew, the changes in how it looks, the change of how visible the enemy tanks are and stuff. It's just so much to take in. You know, when you're used to a game, you play so much of it, and then suddenly, you know, here you go. Here's a massive change in the old in everything. So you have to get used to everything all over again. It's just not fun, you know. Do it a bit at a time. So I reckon they should like change the graphics on the maps. Great, you know, it looks brilliant. Changed the spotting, and that was it for this update. And then I don't know, a month or two later, changed the UI, so we get used to that. as well as the HUD, and then a couple months later, change the cruise, and because I think the cruise is enough to get used to on its own, let alone everything else, you know. Yeah, just too much to take in. I think that's the large part of why everyone's so hating this right now. It's almost like learning a new game. So I'm going to show you the auto loader, just simply because I think it looks flipping awful, and hard to tell when you're fully loaded or half empty or whatever. Oh, sorry. So fine, you know. Came 5th and we weren't even trying. That's great. Right, okay. Let's go out in the Ragnarok, shall we? Stage complete. See? Looks... That's... You know... Tier 8 then. Go out in the Ragnarok to show our auto-loaders. How the auto-loaders look. Right. All straight into a game, this one. So yeah, after this I'll give you the... There you go, look. 3 little dots. That is all you're getting to show if you're loaded or unloaded, you know, your shells. And when they're loaded, it doesn't look too much different to how they look now. I don't see what the problem was with the old system. There, you had small little shells, 3 small little shells to show you had 3 shells in your clip still, and they would disappear when you've unloaded. I thought I made a tier 9 match. Uh-oh. It just looks, yeah, and I don't think it tells you how many tanks are in your base anymore either. So that's a bit of a shame as well. There we go. Doesn't look too much different, does it? So fully loaded, it's just... It's like they've made stuff that's not important, or not as important, so intrusive on your screen. Like, takes up so much room that's not necessary. Ooh, hello. Right, reload. Come on, other tanks. Yeah. And the detection noise is a little bit annoying, or is that just me? I mean, I suppose you could say the detection noise was annoying anyway, right? Oh, that's a tier 9. I didn't realise it was tier 9. See? I've got to look down to my right now to see what tank it is. I thought that might have been an IS-3, so I've got normal shells in here. So yeah, yeah. There's a few things in the update that have been positive, or could be positive in the future once people get used to it. But oh crap! It's looking at me. Someone's looking at me, aiming at me. So yeah, like I said, look. It's just shouldn't be hard. Shouldn't be this hard to look at what enemy tanks I'm actually looking at, you know. I don't want to be stuck here, but... Alright, we'll push up. We'll push up here. Alright, okay. Yikes. Someone's out spotting me. I've got a lot of... I've got a lot of stealth camo skills on this tank. This is supposed to be my stealthy medium, so I can... See, it's saying... looks like I can see it from there, but I can't when I'm zoomed in. Okay. Alright, reload. No, we're gonna get hit by Artie. They're coming around behind us now. What the hell's looking at me? He missed. Good. He's so yeah, glory. Okay. Right. Okay. That was close. That was close. Yeah, so he's not even on the screen there. I don't know. Why is he not getting hit by anybody? Awesome. Yeah, he's looking at me. He got killed. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm spending too much time concentrating on the actual game now rather than what's going on with the the HUD and stuff. Oh, they're getting close to our base. Defend the base. Right, we're loading. See, just small little boxes. How are we supposed to see if I'm? It's just really hard to tell whether I'm loaded or unloaded here. I just don't like it. I really don't. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah. Yeah. So he didn't spot me there. So my stealth skills, my camera skills are paying off for me a little bit. And there's a little ting. I'm guessing those are the empty shell casings going onto the floor or something, which is a great idea, but it just sounds like someone's ringing a bell, you know, not an actual shell. So we just killed a tier 9 there. That's good. And it looks like our team has finally come up to defend the base, so we're going to go back again and take out that TD. Oh, it's all tier 9s, of course. If we can get up behind him, though, we could do some... What the hell's spotting me now? Alright, get out of that. I haven't taken a hit yet. I'm going to help our... We're probably not going to make it in time now. I think we've done as much damage as we're probably going to do now. But... we could take out Artie, I suppose. Oh, he's taken out someone. That's fine. Right, it's good. It's just Artie left then, really, isn't it? The TD maybe in the middle of the map, who was spotting me up. Right, we're going to go for the Artie. We like killing Artie, don't we? But he could be looking over this way. Well, we weren't expecting to see him, that's for sure. Alright, calm. There we go. Did we actually damage him there? I don't think we damaged him there, did we? Oh, you're not going to get me now, mate. I'm not going to look in your... I'm not going to go right that way, am I? Oh. Really, mate? Are you going to think you're going to... Come on, reload. Oh, damn. Never mind. And that's another thing. Oh, I totally forgot to mention this. No more damage ribbon. No more damage ribbons. No more spotting ribbons. No information on how much damage I've been doing. It's hard to tell whether I've been bouncing or penning or anything like that. So I don't know why they took that information away. It's really terrible. I just don't know why they took that away. It's just wasting space. All these extra things. So second, yeah, all right, 3 kills, yeah. Not that much damage. I actually thought I was maybe doing a bit more damage than that, but it's like I said, it's hard to tell, really hard to tell. Was that? I think we just had some thunder in real life. What was that in game? Right, 72%. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, that is... Yeah, it is in-game. Alright, it's a completed challenge. First day of Tanksmiths. 20,000. Ooh, good work in your battlefield. Oh, it's a personal offer, okay. I've already got the Defender. No, thank you. Right, I think I will finish there. Just a whole video telling everyone about the gripes I've personally got with the update and some of the positives and some of the possible positives in the future. Yeah, so if you haven't been watching the whole thing, I basically go through every single detail on the update. It's a bit extreme, I know, but every detail. Basically saying what's wrong with it and what's right with it. Basically, all I can say is right with the game is the improved graphics in game, and possibly the crew skills, possibly, but not really. Obviously, the loss in crew skills that people had is just, yeah, it's just a bit of an insult, really, isn't it, to everyone. And obviously you can build crews that are very OP if you put the right crew skills in. Since they're trying to make it you more user friendly and less seal clubbing, it's not really gone the right way about it. But apart from that, everything else has been pretty crap, like the crews and just the look of everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it and definitely subscribe, because I'll be bringing more World of Tanks videos. My next video should be some good games I had just before the update, so we can actually look and see and compare the two. I think I'll go ahead and do that right now, actually, and just compare the two. World of Tanks, eh? What can you do? Well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you join me for some more videos soon.